Okay, we've talked about the PvP rules, we've covered the trade routes, the crates, and the economy that fuels it all. But now we're looking at the systems that decide who actually runs the show. Because if the last Devstream made one thing clear, it's this. Guilds aren't just another featuring Ashes of Creation, they're the framework. The group that holds the relics, controls the ports, and stacks the node XP is the group that shapes the world. And whether you're in a Zerg guild, a sweaty economic cartel, or just trying to hold on to your local shrine, your success or failure is going to ripple across the entire server. And while it might sound dramatic to say guilds will shape the world, it's not just hype, it's exactly how the system is being built. Guilds aren't just competing for scoreboard bragging rights anymore. They're earning perks, influencing nodes, and unlocking advantages that actually affect how you play the game. So let's start there. How guild progression will change, what those perks really offer, and why joining the right group will matter a lot more than it used to. Guilds and Ashes of Creation aren't just hubs for raid content. They're leveling entities with perks that actually influence your experience in the game world, assuming everyone puts in the work. Progression is tied directly to node contribution. The more your guild participates in a node's development through quests, crafting, construction, or trade, the more XP you earn. That XP unlocks perks, but Intrepid made it clear these aren't stat boosts or direct combat upgrades. You're not unlocking extra damage or defense. You're unlocking identity. Perks might include things like faster crafting speeds, improved mobility, or utility bonuses that reinforce your guild's identity, whether that's trade logistics or battlefield support. They aren't combat power boosts, but they still matter in how you play and what your guild becomes known for. And to get those perks, guilds will need to complete goals, some of which may be exclusive to guilds themselves. That includes quests and tasks other players simply can't access. So if you're trying to maximize your profession, dominate relic control, or just move product efficiently, your guild's progress might be the difference between struggle and dominance. This isn't just about doing more with less. If your guild wants to grow bigger, you can spend points to raise the member cap, but that means sacrificing other perks. So whether you're running a tight-knit focused squad or a bloated mega guild, your priorities will show in how you build that guild. Now, relics are one of the more high-stakes systems coming to Ashes of Creation, and they're built entirely around guild conflict and world impact. Here's how it works. Relics are physical objects that guilds can turn in at specific shrine locations. Once turned in, a relic becomes active and begins providing a passive bonus to its node. Things like increased drop rates and improved node development or other broad benefits. But only the guild that turns it in controls it, and that control isn't permanent. Relics can be contested. If another guild steals the relic, or if the controlling guild fails to defend it during a node siege, the bonus is removed and the relic goes dormant. That opens the door for a new group to take it and resets its bonus power back to baseline. So even if you're not the guild that owns the relic, you're still affected when it changes hands. But it's not just about combat. Relic eligibility is tied to guild activity, specifically how much XP your guild contributes to the surrounding node. That means zerging alone won't get you the prize. You'll need to actively participate in node development through crafting, trade, and guild quests just to earn the right to hold the relic. In theory, this creates a high-value objective with shared rewards. Everyone benefits, but only one group controls it, and if that control breaks, so does the bonus. It's a system built for rivalry, reputation, and exactly the kind of drama MMOs need more of. Now, naval combat isn't fully implemented yet, but Intrepid confirmed that coastal nodes, specifically ports, are already tied into the trade system. Certain crates can only be turned in at port locations, which immediately gives coastal control a strategic purpose in the regional economy. This setup means some trade routes will naturally push players towards the coast, not just across land. Maritime access isn't optional if you want to maximize your payout, or if a specific crate requires it. While the full naval system is still in development, the foundation is being laid out. Ports aren't just flavor, they're functional, and as trade systems expand, these nodes will likely become some of the most contested areas in the game. So even though ships and ocean combat aren't here yet, the implications are already sailing in. This turned out to be a lot shorter than I wanted, but that wraps up the last chunk of the June Devstream. At least the parts that they showed us. With guild perks, relics, and port nodes now integrated into core systems, the pieces are finally starting to fit together. PvP has structure, the economy has rules, and now power has context. But how well any of this actually works still depends on the July PTR and the real Alpha 3 in August. These systems all sound great on paper, but paper doesn't grief you during a crate run, and it doesn't mismanage your node buildings. So we'll be watching closely to see how these mechanics hold up once players get their grubby little hands on them. And if Intrepid does another wave of changes before then, you already know I'll be back here breaking it all down for you. That's all for today. You're welcome.